giving all 218 unvaccinated babies in the hospital measles. In other news, oh my gosh, I've just been told that there's been some sort of incident across town. Reporter Chip McSmithson is on the scene. Chip, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Chad.
Okay, Chip, please, tell us what happened.
Oh, it's a tragedy. I was standing here getting ready for my live shot, and all of a sudden, a bird knocked my ice cream out of my hand.
What?
You heard that right. A bird killed my ice cream.
This isn't even news.
What don't you understand? Bird, ice cream, hand, knocked out of. Not exactly in that order, but you get the gist.
You seriously dialed in for this?
Hey, buddy, this is news. It's time for news. News time.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the CBS news that you didn't know about. It's only been a couple of weeks, but CBS This Morning is still trying to find itself. Those working behind the scenes of the youngest morning show on broadcast might say they're working out the kinks, but the show is mostly what it's always been. If you like to follow news show woes, then you might just know about what in the world is going on at CBS. Besides the Les Moonves stuff, besides its ongoing indecision to purchase Viacom proper, CBS, especially this morning, is going through a change. More recently, Norah O'Donnell went to the night shift, Gayle King took center stage, Charlie Rose... Let's forget he was ever a part of this. Much more hardcore news topics are being covered. New music, new segments, it's all going down. With all of these changes, know one thing's for certain. They will not devolve to whatever it is their competition is doing. Don't expect to see cooking segments or knitting segments. It's all about the headlines over there, which is a good thing because news happens all the time, like every single day. Shh. Look, news is happening. Right? About now. You feel that? Yeah, that's news for you, baby. Correspondents are being shifted around and given new titles, and the eye-opener segment will still be the same. Viewers are the priority too, not just keeping their attention, but stories that they care about. What happens if they fail? What will become of the last place morning show? I'm going to tell you this right up front. They better not freaking fail. Hundreds of millions of dollars are on the line here. 233.5. In fact, that's the ad revenue from the show in 2018, which in itself was a good size increase from the year before it. Additionally, the new CBS president, Susan Zirinsky, is shaking up the producers all around CBS's news shows. They're really giving it their all, and it's showing. Moreover, Gayle King, the new face of the entire news entity, is quickly making her already big name even bigger. She's not afraid to ask the questions no one else seems to be asking, to the face of the people causing the trouble, no less. Paul Ryan, Ralph Northam. She even managed to cripple R. Kelly, turning him into a little baby man. That it's taken her years to carve her path into this mostly white, mostly male news world, but she's done it. Further, she's not one to keep her mouth shut when it comes to corporate, going so far as to take on her network when it came to the matters of Rose and Moonves.
It hits so close to home for us. You know, I'm sick of the story and sickened by everything that we keep hearing. Les Moonves has been on the record. He says, listen, he didn't do these things, that it was consensual, that he hasn't hurt anybody's career. And I would think it would be in his best interest for us to hear what the report finds out. On the other hand, you have women who are coming forward very credibly talking about something that's so painful and so humiliating. I don't know how we move forward if we at CBS don't have full transparency about what we find. In our own house, we must have transparency, and I certainly feel for Julie Chen today. You know, she's in a very difficult position, and you know, Les Moonves has done some wonderful things for this company, and we can't forget that either. So it's just a bad situation all the way around. But I'm glad that we are covering the story, and it's important that we cover it and get to the bottom of whatever it is.
You're right.
I am not okay. After reading that article in the Post, it was deeply disturbing, troubling, and painful for me to read. That said, I think we have to make this matter to women, the women that have spoken up, the women who have not spoken up because they're afraid. I'm hoping that now they will take the step to speak out too, that this becomes a moment of truth. You know, I've enjoyed a friendship and a partnership with Charlie for the past 5 years. I've held him in such high regard, and I'm really struggling because what do you say when someone that you deeply care about has done something that is so horrible? How do you wrap your brain around that? I'm really grappling with that. That said, Charlie does not get a pass here. He doesn't get a pass from anyone in this room. We are all deeply affected. We are all rocked by this. To be very honest with you, I'm still trying to process all of this. I'm still trying to sort it out because this is not the man I know, but I'm also clearly on the side of the women who have been very hurt and very damaged by this. And I'm going to, you know, I haven't spoken to him. Have you spoken to him? I haven't spoken to him. I intend to speak to him certainly later today. But I'm very sorry, and I'm very glad that they have spoken up.
The morning news zoo used to be a stable beast. However, today grew stale, and Good Morning America's similar antics could only go so far. CBS This Morning is poised to be the alternative to the candy flavor sensation presented by the other two. With Gayle King at the helm and a new president on top, anything is possible. The most important thing, though, besides ratings, of course, is that they stay true to themselves. It sounds cheesy, I know, but we need more straight, honest news, not this ADHD crap. But if you have ADHD, why don't you try clicking and subscribe and heading on over to one of our other videos. Of course, you can always head to the website, cpluscomedy.com. That exists. Follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Follow us on Instagram with those same names. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast. And remember, always, 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 always